plays tonight, and you don't see 3 5-on-3s very often. Is that kind of the story of the game, I guess, the failure to maybe convert on 1 or 2 of those?
I don't know. I mean, on the power play, you always want to score, so or at least create momentum. We got 1 goal, and it wasn't enough, so yeah.
What do you maybe see as being room for improvement? Is it overpassing at times? Is it shooting on net as opposed to wide and high?
I mean, I guess a little bit of everything. When you lose a game, you tend to look at the whole game and what you can do better, even in the defensive zone when you lose. So, yeah, I mean, we didn't hit the net enough. We didn't make it hard on their goalie, and yeah.
Pretty dominant first period, but I feel like they maybe weren't able to convert enough of those opportunities. When you shot them 12-2, the shot attempts were pretty heavily in your favor. Korpisalo stand tall, or how did you see it?
I mean, he's obviously a good goalie. There's no question about that. But like I said before, we also made it a little bit easier for him, I think. Obviously, you want to score goals. We felt good in the first period. And then all the penalties started coming on both sides, and that kind of changes the rhythm of the game.
Tough to get into a flow after that, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Nikolai, your ice time was maybe down a bit. We'll ask Rick about it, but what's your take, I guess, on maybe the ice time? Is it just part of still trying to get back after the injury, or?
No. I'm 100%. So.
You just go when you're told to.
Yeah.
Obviously, where Columbus is in the standings, people will look at a loss to them and say, "Oh, that's an opportunity lost." I guess what's your take on that?
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Columbus being where they are in the standings, to not, that's 2 games against them this year.
Yeah.
That you guys lost, or is that a lost opportunity, or?
I mean, yeah. You go out there to win every single game. It doesn't really matter who you're playing against. But it's definitely one we should have won.
Is it frustrating the games against the East haven't maybe been going as smoothly for your group, or is it just sort of the way it's gone in those games?
I think, personally, I can only speak for myself. East or West, I just play. You go out there with the same mindset every single game, and that is to play well and play hard and win the game. So for me, you got to ask some other guys.
Thanks.
Sure.
No problem.
Tonight, Korpisalo obviously was tough to beat.
Yeah, he played a good game. I thought we had some good looks. Frustrating for sure.
Don't see a lot of games with 3 5-on-3s. I know you scored right after the first one, but is there anything that they did well to kind of keep the shots from the outside, or how did you see that kind of unfold?
I mean, same kind of thing. I thought we had some looks, change it up, try to draw them high, a couple down low plays, a couple one-timers on top, and we just got to bear down.
Is it, at times, Rick's talked about wanting to see the team shoot a bit more, and it looked like you guys got into a shooting mentality, especially in the third there, but a lot of them kind of high and wide, and that, is that, obviously when a goalie's on, you're trying to pick a corner, and...
Well, it's always a balance of, just crossing the blue and, flipping a wrister that, you could probably save. So it's, you got to find the balance. We like to throw pucks to the net, but we got to be smart about it. Probably from a goalie standpoint, they're telling you that gets his confidence up. You can probably ask Connor and Dave, if you're throwing shots from, low percentage plays, it's, they're feeling the puck, they're feeling good. It makes them easy. They got obviously a lot of confidence going into when a grade A comes.
You guys have had such a strong record in your division and even in the conference, 10-12, I think now against East. Is the style of hockey that different in the East, or is it just one of those things?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. We would have to take a deep dive, kind of look at our game. You know, I'm so focused on in and out. I would have to try to think about that to come up with a better answer for you.
Do you think, I mean, first period you guys were so dominant, you maybe let them off the hook a bit, only getting the one, or how do you sort of view that?
Yeah, I thought we came out really strong. You know, a couple penalties kind of ruins the flow. Obviously, in the second period, there's even more, and yeah, I thought our 5-on-5 game was great. You know, it's just unfortunate we didn't get to see that more.
Do you feel that's what kind of shifted the momentum? I mean, obviously 13 power plays in the game, a ton in the second period. There just wasn't a ton of flow overall.
Yeah, it's tough to get into the game. You know, we're trying to roll four lines, and you know, you got guys that, you know, not necessarily go on the kill, or vice versa on the power play. If you get a couple stretches, you know, they kind of get out of it. Yeah, it's the name of the game, but at the same time, it was just the way that it happened, kind of back to back to back, and one of those games that, you know, whether we agree with the calls or not, we got to find a way to win, and we didn't.
You guys have, just last one from me, but you guys have done a good job of being able to put maybe a poor result behind you. You get a couple extra or 2 days off here now. What's the key? Because you got 3 and 4 coming up and 3 pretty good opponents.
Yeah, that's just it. We got to take what we can from this game, and after that, leave it behind us. Focus on the present, what we can control here, and you know, every point coming on from here on out, it's going to be crucial. Whether we're playing Columbus or, you know, we obviously got 3 good teams coming up as well. We're going to come at it with the mentality that, you know, hey, this is going to be playoff hockey coming down. I'm sure there's teams that are fighting for that last spot. It's going to be tough. We're getting to the last little stretch.
Thanks, Kyle. First period, you must have liked the way your guys came out. It looked like a lot of energy, speed, shot attempts, but did maybe just getting the one, is that a period where you feel maybe you got another one or two? It could have been a different story?
Yeah, we needed a timely goal there. We were playing well enough to come out of that period with the lead for sure. Give their goalies some credit. Made a lot of good saves for them, but the other point is there was times that we had some great A's that we missed the net on. And there was too many times that he saw the puck, so the net trap, the greasy goals weren't going to be there in that period. But it was a really good period, and then the penalties again took our steam away.
Yeah, 13 combined power plays, so there's not a whole lot of 5-on-5 flow in a game like that, right?
No, there's not. And it affects everyone's ice time. Some guys are getting too much, and other guys aren't getting enough. And it's unnecessary penalties at the wrong time. It really hurt us. So when you get some things going and you're playing really well, the last thing you want to do is take back-to-back penalties and get their guys out there. So, yeah, we'll address that.
They would probably say they took some penalties they don't
Yeah.
want to take either, and you guys never really made them pay, right?
No,
The 3
the-
5-on-3s.
Yeah, the power play's got to come through there. You get the 5-on-3s. That's the difference in the game. There's no question about it. In power play, you get those that. You don't get 5-on-3s very often when you give them like that. You've got to take advantage of them to score a couple of goals, and we didn't. Simple as that.
How do you get back to that? Is discipline become more of a mentality, or
What?
discipline? Does it have to become a mentality?
Yeah,
or what do
it's,
you...
yeah, it is. You check with moving your feet, and you keep your sticks on the ice. A couple of holding penalties. I hate those. They took them too, so but it's the timing of them. So it's like the last game we played. We were playing so well, and you take a couple of penalties, and all of a sudden you're on your heels a little bit. So yeah, we got to. And we've been listening. We've been one of the most disciplined teams all year. We were one of the most least penalized teams in the league. So yeah, it's just been like yeah, we got to clean that up.
Rick, I didn't look what it ended up, but I think Nikolai was a few minutes up in the game. He was only at about 11 on the game. Is that something you're trying to manage with him because of the injury?
No, it's
or-
got nothing to do with it. It's got everything to do with the specialty teams. It does. He's not on the first unit. They were out there a lot, and he doesn't kill penalties, so it's got nothing to do with injuries or anything. And we're trying to get him out there, but the penalties there's just too many penalties to get a regular flow of our lines.
So do you, on a night where you go 1 for 7, do you look not only at maybe structure and all that, but also personnel with
Yes.
the power play?
Yeah, we got to change some personnel up.
And just, would you look at that as an opportunity loss just because of who the opponent is, or?
No, I mean it's an opportunity loss regardless of the opponent of how we played, and just passing. You get that many power plays and not scoring. So, regardless of the opponent, that's on us to make sure we score in those opportunities.
Goaltending's been so good, but was it this traffic that gave him the trouble, or just kind of squeezed through, or?
It just squeezed through. Again, you throw a puck at the net, you never know, right? So we had a lot of shot attempts that missed the net. Had a lot of shot attempts that were blocked, and it shows you to just throw it from anywhere at the net and see what happens. Thanks.